Greetings from a very dreary Covington, Georgia. We're on a bit of a road trip scavenger hunt today to find filming locations, hallowed ground of one of our favorite horror movies, Friday the 13th, Part 6. Did Jason eat at Donut King? Now we've reached the town where Tommy Jarvis is hauled in by the police and kept in a jail cell. As they fear he will invoke fear across the town and at the camp that Jason is back. Now in the movie, this is the Forest Greene County Sheriff's Department. In real life, it's the James H. Porter Memorial Library, which is closed today. And also Med Resources, Total Healthcare Supply. Now, if you remember in the movie, they had to change the name of Crystal Lake to Forest Greene because they wanted to get rid of the stigma that was attached to Jason. We'll take a look around the outside. That's it. Perhaps the old gravekeeper from the cemetery was here drinking a Bud Ice.
You gotta dig it up!
This is it. Should also be noted, there's no markers or signs here that say that this was a filming location. However, there is a marker here for Carol O'Connor playing Chief Bill Gillespie in The Heat of the Night, 88 to 94, also filmed in this building. I assure you, this is just a coincidence. The next location is a little bit more difficult to find. We're in Morgan County, Georgia, the city of Madison, looking for the temporary final resting place of Jason Voorhees. We're in the town of Madison. These houses are gorgeous. And we're approaching a cemetery. And here's the entrance where Tommy comes in. So if we come through the gate and over, here's the shack that we see in the movie. And remember, Tommy runs into the cemetery and tries to avoid getting pinned down by the police. This marker is seen in the movie, and I believe it's presented from this angle. I believe that this statue, on top of this marker, is used in the movie as well. And I believe Jason's theoretic grave would be somewhere back in that area, but the area of land, I'm not really sure exactly where it is. One thing for sure though is that the gates where Tommy pulls off a piece to stab the corpse of Jason, the non-reanimated corpse at that point, is no longer here, nor is the gate to come in the cemetery that's in the movie as well. The next place that we are off to is Hard Labor Creek State Park. Hard Labor Creek State Park is home to Camp Blood. Unfortunately, it looks like we've brought the rain. Here we are. Alright, so we came into Hard Labor Creek Park. In order to go up the road to the camp, it's actually locked with a gate. You can't just get in. You can leave your car or truck out there to go walk up the road. But we did see law enforcement in the area ticketing cars for parking illegally. That said, you can come up to the main office, pay a fee, I think it's $5, we'll know in a moment, and they'll give you a key to the gate to go check out the grounds. So we've acquired the key to the gate to be able to get in. Alright, so we're back at the stop sign. We're gonna open the gate. It didn't cost anything, by the way, you just gotta give them your driver's license, and you gotta come back and give the key back to them. And we're going in. And this road should look familiar to viewers of the movie or fans of the movie, because a lot of the chase scenes were filmed here, including the scene where Jason takes his spear and runs it through the fender of the senior counselor's car, pops the tire, and the gentleman comes out of the car with a revolver and says, "I'll take care of this." And he gets it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Driving up the road, you can almost hear the chat, chat, chat. Off to the side of the road, see the areas where the scenes took place, where they were shooting paintballs at each other before Jason so rudely interrupted them. Oh dear Lord. It's like going right into the actual movie. Oh my God.
Proceed to the route.
Here we are. Right off the bat, you have the kitchen. This is the kitchen cabin. When the kids first arrive, they arrive in here for the camp. This is where the girls talk about the legend of Jason Voorhees. And here we are. If you remember, we had camp counselors sitting on the countertop. And we've got bowls and cups and dishes. Silverware from Camp Blood. Pots and pans. And the mess hall. Here is a map of the campground. Now, I believe that this building was the boys' camp. And by the way, just to clarify, we are not breaking in. They gave us the key to be able to get into all of these buildings. The door was locked for this and jammed shut, like swollen shut, so we couldn't get it open. And then we have the smaller cabins here. And here we are. The lights are not working.
This is cool.
Oh, and these windows that look like it's boarded on the outside open up. You can get like that. And just beyond the cabins, we have what we've come for. And here we go. This is Crystal Lake. And as we come up on this dock, right in this area, right here, is where Jason Voorhees is tethered down by chains in a rock at the end of Friday the 13th, Part 6. You can get a full view of Crystal Lake from here. Come on, maggot head! It's me you want! Now, in typical horror fashion, I left the girls by the lake so I can head back to the car for something. This could be a huge mistake. Here's a view from the camp coming up from the lake. So you can tell there's some inconsistencies with the shooting of the movie, because as they're down on the water, and Tommy's yelling up to stay up here, this is the bigger house where all of the camp attendees are staying, which is really located there. And in the movie purposes, they have it over in this area. It's not easy being a monster these days. Everyone wants to come to your home, unexpectedly, looking for snacks. That mask is hot. Ooh, look at my glasses all fogged up. Some of these cabins are a little worse for wear. Well, there's one more cabin in the distance that's off of everything else. The door is actually already open. There's no way you could pay me to go over there. I know it's not Jason Voorhees, but I have no idea if it's a bear or somebody else snuck in there. So this is where we're going to end our Camp Crystal Lake tour. On the way out, I do want to point out something that Jess just brought up too. If you come and stay up here, and you can rent these cabins out, there is no cell phone service up here. So as creepy as this place is, and there is a lot of creep to go around, there's no air conditioning in these cabins, which is to be expected. There's no cell phone service, and it is spooky as hell. Well, we're back home many hours later in Orlando, Florida. It was a heck of a drive back from Georgia, but what an incredibly cool experience to be able to get out to those filming locations. We did spend some time talking to the folks in the office at the campgrounds, and I think we're going to try to book the campgrounds at least for a couple of days at some point coming up within this year. If we can't get to it this year, then certainly next year, but we're hoping to get there this year. So one thing of note, the Camp Crystal Lake campground and the film locations that we went to today was only from part 6 of Friday the 13th. The original campgrounds is located in New Jersey, not as easily accessible to get to. The original camp is a Boy Scout camp, and they do hold charity events, typically on like Friday the 13th type weekends, where it's almost impossible to get tickets to get into like a tour or stayover type event. That camp, and I am going to cheat and look, it's called Camp Nobi Bosco, or Camp Nobi. I did have a couple of really cool items from that camp when the money went to charity a couple of years back, and I think they may have it on their website still for sale. But this is basically dock shreddings from the old dock that was around when the movie was filmed. We have water from Camp Crystal Lake, the original Camp Crystal Lake. Some dirt. This is from the beach off of where the lake is. And then wood shavings from the counselors and from the kids' rooms. Yes, I am that much of a dork for collecting those things, and no, I did not take anything from the campgrounds today. Had gone prepared to try to take some dirt and then take some water or do whatever, and between the weather and then the feeling of just wanting to leave things the way that I found them, I ended up not doing it. But in any event, thank you very much for coming along. Today was a really awesome experience. Thank you very much for all of your likes and your comments and your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. We'll see you guys. Subscribe to the Cheap Seats, or he's going to kill me.